In the quiet shadows of ordinary homes, extraordinary truths sometimes hide. What begins as innocent love can sometimes take a dark and irreversible turn. This is a story all ladies must hear, because your future might depend on what you learn today. The Adeyemi family was known for their warmth. Mr. and Mrs. Adeyemi raised two children, Zara, a spirited girl full of dreams, and her quiet, observant younger cousin, Toju, who lived with them after his parents' tragic death. From the outside, they seemed like any other Nigerian family living in a modest but happy home in Ibadan. Every Sunday they dressed up for church, every evening they gathered to eat together. But behind those family dinners and picture-perfect smiles, something unseen was unfolding. Zara and Toju were like two peas in a pod, inseparable, bonded not just by blood but by comfort and companionship. To anyone looking in, it was a picture of harmony. But even the calmest rivers hide the deepest currents. They laughed at the same jokes, played the same games, and shared a childhood that many would envy. Zara, being older, often protected Toju from school bullies and helped him with his homework. In return, Toju idolized her. Toju was quiet, but not simple. He was curious about the world, especially technology. He would sit for hours watching YouTube videos and playing games on his classmates' phones. One ordinary afternoon, Toju brought home an old smartphone he'd received from a classmate. It was meant for music and games, or so he claimed. But buried beneath innocent apps were dark portals to an adult world neither of them understood. At first, they laughed in shock at what they saw. But curiosity has a way of slipping past the gates of innocence. They began exploring more, drawn to the mystery and adrenaline. Slowly, they started to talk about what they saw. They would whisper under bedsheets, wondering aloud about the things they didn't understand. Then came the dares. Try this. Just once. It's not a big deal. The line between imagination and reality blurred. Their curiosity was innocent, at first. But as the weeks turned into months, those hidden images sparked a forbidden bond. They mimicked what they saw. What started as games became secrets. Secrets that would haunt them. Their room, once filled with toys and schoolbooks, slowly became a chamber of shared guilt. They didn't understand the depth of their actions. They just knew it had to be hidden. Zara changed. She became quieter, moodier. She started to avoid her parents' eyes and stopped going for youth fellowship. Toju, on the other hand, began to change in different ways. He grew possessive, jealous when Zara talked to boys at school. He didn't see their relationship as wrong. He saw it as something only they could understand. Then came the day Zara missed her period. She was barely 15. Panic consumed her. In desperation and fear, she resorted to backstreet solutions, risking her body and soul to protect their secret. The first abortion was terrifying. She bled for days alone, hiding stained bedsheets and skipping school. And yet the cycle continued. Each mistake was buried with a deeper lie. No one noticed the change. Her parents thought it was puberty. Teachers thought she was moody. Toju, growing more confident, began losing himself in a false sense of control. He believed what they had was love. But love built on shame can never bloom. Zara started writing in a journal. Only there could she be honest. She wrote about the fear, the pain, the confusion. She began to wonder what life might have been if she had spoken up, if someone had asked her what was going on. Years later, Zara tried to rebuild her life. She met Efe, a man who loved her deeply and offered her a clean slate. Efe was everything Toju wasn't: gentle, respectful, honest. He listened when she spoke, made her laugh again, and reminded her of what real affection felt like. They married, and for a while, happiness returned. Toju faded into the background, but the past never truly disappears. When Zara struggled to conceive, doctors delivered a devastating truth. Her past choices had scarred her womb. She sat in silence as the doctor explained that multiple untreated abortions had left irreversible damage. Then came the second blow. Efe discovered the secrets she'd buried. Toju's journal, forgotten in a drawer, exposed everything. Words written by a younger Toju, his love for Zara, their first kiss, the first time they crossed the line. It was revealed that Toju was not truly her cousin. He had been adopted into the family after his parents' death. Yet this fact didn't erase the years of deception. Instead, it sharpened the betrayal. Efe walked away, unable to process the pain. For him, it wasn't just the act, it was the years of lies that followed. The family crumbled. Mrs. Adeyemi fell into depression, blaming herself for not seeing the signs. Mr. Adeyemi retreated into silence. Toju left town. And Zara? She was left alone, with memories that screamed louder than any punishment. Her days became filled with what-ifs. What if she had told someone earlier? What if she had stopped after the first time? What if Toju hadn't shown her that phone? To every young woman reading this, curiosity without guidance can lead you to places you never imagined. Zara's story isn't just about a forbidden relationship. It's about the silence that grew too loud, the secrets that took root in shame, and the innocence that was never protected. It's a story about choices made in the dark and their consequences under the light. Parents, talk to your daughters. Protect them. Don't just give them devices. Give them wisdom. Don't wait for them to ask questions. Start the conversations. Be the safe place they can come to when they stumble. And ladies, never let your worth be defined by your mistakes. Learn, heal, grow. Because your story doesn't have to end in regret. Like Zara, you can find purpose in your pain. Today, Zara works in women's counseling, helping other young girls avoid the path she walked. She runs a small organization in Ibadan that educates girls about consent, digital safety, and emotional intelligence. Her pain became her purpose. Her shame became her strength. She stands before young girls and tells them the truth, raw, unfiltered, and real. It's never too late to write a new chapter. Even the most broken stories can birth healing if we choose truth over silence. Healing isn't easy, forgiveness isn't instant, but it's possible. If this story moved you, share it. Let it be a light for someone else. And remember, every home has secrets, but some secrets, when exposed, can save lives. Subscribe to Africantales Hub for more real-life inspired African stories that teach, touch, and transform.